Welcome. Today, we're diving into a high-energy, razor-focused look at the UK government's official guidance on making new builds completely smart meter ready. Look, if you're an architect, a site manager, a developer, or a building designer, consider this your essential roadmap. We're going to translate these vital government guidelines into the ultimate actionable checklist so you can avoid those absolute on-site nightmares and keep your projects running smoothly, right from the design phase all the way to handover. Let's get into it.
So why exactly is Smart Meter Ready the new absolute non-negotiable standard for 2026? Well, honestly, it all comes down to the modern consumer. Home buyers today don't just prefer smart meters, they literally expect them. It's the gateway to better energy tariffs, precise tracking, and massive energy savings. If your new build doesn't have them up and running from day one, you're immediately failing to meet your buyer's baseline expectations.
But here's the brilliant news, and the absolute bottom line that should hook every developer watching. Smart meters are installed at absolutely no additional cost by the energy suppliers. Yeah, you heard that right, completely free. But there is a catch. This only happens smoothly if the build is correctly prepped for them right from the start. Get the design right, save on costs, and deliver a premium feature for free.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the golden rules of positioning.
Getting the positioning right early on is absolutely critical because, well, location is everything. The golden rule here, both your electricity and gas meters should be grouped close together right near the front door, whether that's inside or outside. What we absolutely have to stop doing is the old bad habit of hiding these meters away in deep, dark central meter rooms like there's some embarrassing secret. The guidelines are crystal clear. Avoid central meter rooms whenever you can to ensure easy access and solid communication signals. And you have to hit this exact accessibility zone. There's a mandatory height range here, between 0.5 meters and 1.8 meters. If it's an external meter, that's measured from ground level. If it's internal, it's the exact same 0.5 to 1.8 meter range, but measured from the finished floor level. This strict zone ensures suppliers can install safely and homeowners can actually read their meters without a hassle.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 405 rule and spacing. If you get this wrong, you're looking at a serious, costly metering nightmare on site.
405. Burn this exact number into your blueprints right now. This is the exact millimeter clearance you absolutely must have for a successful smart electricity installation.
Now, what's really interesting about this layout is how strict it is. This is your magic square, a minimum clear space of 405 millimeters by 405 millimeters. Inside this boundary, you've got a very specific top-to-bottom arrangement. At the top sits the communications hub. That's what connects everything to the data network. Directly beneath it is the electricity meter itself. And then below the meter, you've got to leave dedicated space just for the cables. It's a highly precise, engineered setup.
And I really cannot stress this enough. Warning: absolutely no other equipment can ever overlap into this 405 millimeter square. Nothing. And most importantly, never install a gas meter inside this designated electricity zone. This space is sacred. It ensures all those extra components and cables fit perfectly during the install.
Next up, Section 3, escaping the Faraday cage. Because invisible roadblocks can completely derail your installation.
You know, you could get all the spacing perfectly right and still fail. Why? The Faraday cage effect. Simply put, this is a location completely surrounded by metal. When you stick a comms hub inside one, it acts like a vault. It completely traps and blocks wireless signals from getting in or out. And if your hub can't talk to the wider network, well, the smart meter is basically just an expensive brick.
And this brilliantly illustrates the problem. Imagine an X-ray view of your walls. Everyday building materials can suddenly act as invisible signal jails. Think about metal trunking running right near the meter box, or foil-backed plasterboard sitting directly behind it. These materials can completely kill the signal. As site managers and designers, you've got to be acutely aware of what's wrapping around these meter locations.
To prevent these dead zones, you need another crucial metric: 18. You must ensure that at least 3 faces of the communications hub, excluding the back and the bottom, have a bare minimum clearance of 18 centimeters from any metal object larger than 32 centimeters. That 18-centimeter buffer is literally your lifesaver for keeping those signals flowing.
Finally, we hit Section 4, logistics and the handover. Because getting the physical dimensions right only pays off if the logistics are totally synced up.
A great layout means nothing without a solid plan. So here's your checklist. Step 1. Engage those energy suppliers early, like well before you ever break ground on site. Step 2. Coordinate the exact install order. A lot of the time, suppliers want to connect the electricity and gas meters to the network at the exact same time. And Step 3. The final test. Which brings us to the last major rule.
So, the crucial point is the smart mode test. Never, ever hand over the property until you have explicitly confirmed with the supplier that the meters are operating in smart mode. Doing this guarantees you won't have to deal with frustrating repeat technician visits, and it definitely saves you from getting angry phone calls from new homeowners on day one.
To wrap this all up, following these precise government guidelines isn't just about ticking compliance boxes. It's about delivering a truly future-proofed build. By integrating these spacing, location, and signal requirements directly into your design phase, you eliminate delays, you save a ton on unnecessary costs, and most importantly, you hand over a property that delights buyers with the modern smart tech they expect.
So ask yourself, is your next blueprint guaranteeing a seamless, smart future, or are you accidentally building an invisible signal jail? For more videos diving deep into the technical requirements of building regulations, visit the Building Regulations Copilot YouTube channel at youtube.com/@buildingregulationscopilot. And for any building regulations related queries, head over to buildingregulationscopilot.com.